No, 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 no.
Six Average, your boy Shino Bentro was popping. Today we are back, and guess what? It's lit. We finally are going to be talking about some Boruto spoilers. Yes, we've been talking about Boruto Naruto Next Generations. We're going to talk about a couple of the spoilers that are going to be happening in episode 64. You guys know things are starting to heat up. Obviously, we are in that part where Naruto is about to get rescued, but apparently there's been some minor changes. You know, obviously we thought we were going to go into this and we were going to get the same steps of the movie, but we have been seeing that this has been completely rewritten. Everything has been completely changed compared to things that happened in the original movie and shit like that. I've talked about this a lot. The reason why I stress on it so much is because a lot of people will come to me and they actually talk about, you know, things that happen in the movie and why are they different in the anime. And it's like, I'm honestly just going to say they're adding it for content. They're adding it for longevity and a little bit more context and in-depthness to make it seem a little bit better than the movie, I guess. I'm not necessarily sure what some of the moments and some of the things that they add into like the anime and the reasons why they didn't have them in the movie, like outside of Yorishiki and, you know, how that Yorishiki was supposed to be the original Otsutsuki trio that appeared the first time. Like, we knew why that was cut out. We had like a reasoning for that. In terms of like Shinki, you know, obviously having to fight against Boruto and Sarda, you know, obviously we saw that Boruto got caught with Shikadai, you know, in terms of the cheating and shit like that. So we saw it have like a completely different twist. Now looking at episode 64, apparently we're gonna get those same different twists, because apparently like Shikamaru and Shikadai is supposed to have a role. Like, it's weird, like why is Shikadai and Shikamaru supposedly having a role? Now clearly I don't know the in-depthness of it because the spoilers didn't really in detail, but they're saying that Shikadai and Shikamaru had an interesting role revolving what was going on with, you know, Boruto going into the next dimension and shit like that. So maybe Yorishiki is going to be the person that stays behind while, you know, Kinshiki and, you know, Momoshiki go into the other realm with Naruto and try to extract the chakra from him, because I figure that's the safest place for Momoshiki to extract it. Because if you're honestly trying to extract that shit, and then how Leaf Village is set up, there's so many different ninjas with sensory ninja, like obviously they wouldn't want to go and do it in the same area, you know, because they'll be easily tracked, they'll be easily spotted, you know, they'll be basically snatched up really quickly. Like you saw how they was with B, they extracted B right on the spot because nobody else was around B. B was kind of by himself, you know, he was not around any people. And like the Hidden Leaf Village has a whole bunch of sensory ninjas. So my thing personally is like, what the fuck is Shikamaru and Shikadai gonna do? Like, I know that they've been making Shikadai role for the story a little bit different in terms of like Boruto confrontational wise, you know, because you saw them two as good friends. You saw them have like this good story, you know, they was basically all in the same team the whole entire time until they got split up into the three-man cells, you know, when Boruto got with Sarada and Mitsuki, and obviously when Shikadai got with Chocho, Inojin, you know, obviously that started to change, you know, and then they see each other, you know, fighting for the first time. And Boruto had this promise with Shikadai, you know, that they will fight with all their like potential on the lines. And you know, Shikadai was really upset that Boruto cheated because they thought like there was like a pact going on. So I could see why like they wanted to add something for Shikadai and Shikamaru to do, saying as, you know, these two do have detrimental roles to Boruto as well as Naruto, because Shikamaru being Naruto's assistant while Shikadai is also being like Boruto's closest friend. You know, seeing those two have a different role is really dope. And you know, the fact that Boruto cheated against Shikadai and then that they're going to give Shikadai a little bit of a role, you know, I think that's going to be a little bit interesting. Now, I don't know the context. As far as we know, you know, they're just going there to rescue Naruto, but in terms of Shikadai and Shikamaru, we have like no clue. Now, there's a little bit of notes here, and in the notes, they basically say the parent and child of Shikamaru are responsible of the success of the mission in terms of rescuing Naruto for the village. Now, maybe Shikamaru may have a role that he has to play in protecting the village, and we're going to see him do something. You know, maybe he will have to fight against Yorishiki. Maybe we see Shikadai get confronted by Yorishiki, but it says in terms of the village. So they're responsible for saving Naruto and the success of the Naruto rescue mission for the village. So basically it's like the village sees them as the person who rescued them, but I don't really understand why that says that. I'll definitely have that on the screen so you can probably translate that a little bit yourself and see what kind of context that means, because it's like, how are they responsible for the village? Are they just responsible for protecting it? Like, did they do something? Did something actually occur? So it's something gonna happen alongside the events of Naruto and them fighting in the world of the Otsutsuki, basically, you know, fighting against Momoshiki and Kinshiki? Will something else be going on at the same time? Just like back when we had the tuning exams, you know, got interrupted by Momoshiki. We saw Yurishiki attack, you know, we seen him go after Mitsuki and take that Sage Chakra, kind of expelling it from his body, knowing that he was a problem. And then we seen Chojuro and Gaara confront him. So obviously, I think it's going to be along those lines where we're going to have something that's happening parallel to this. We're going to have a parallel event happen alongside of the event that's happening with Naruto, Sasuke, and the rest of the guys in the world of the Otsutsuki. You know, while everybody's trying to rescue Naruto, I feel it's like there's going to be another threat. Maybe there's going to be something else happening. Maybe he's just going to go around trying to steal extra chakra. Shikamaru is going to get a wind of that, and then, you know, he's actually going to try to defend it, because at that point, you know, there wouldn't really be any other Kages in the village, because all the Kages left with Sasuke and Boruto, because like they need all of them to just get ready to do shit. Like they need all the Kage's manpowers, because they're going up against Otsutsukis. That's people with the same powers like Naruto and Sasuke, so they're gonna need every bit of manpower that they can get to take down this person. Now clearly we still have like some of the original Konoha 11 who are like the strongest ninjas in the world. We still have those people in the village willing to protect and go through the extra miles, aka Shikamaru. Plus we have members of the new generation who are obviously gonna be there basically helping citizens, because if you guys look, we saw Metal Lee helping citizens during the events of the Otsutsuki shit. You know, when the Otsutsuki attacked, we saw Metal Lee, you know, defend them and basically protect them. You know, we saw some shit like that, you know. And it's one of those things where it's like we're probably gonna get just like this side story that just kind of runs alongside, just to kind of, you know, have like this thing going on. Now in these spoilers, they talk about Boruto having a huge role. Now we already know that Boruto has a role in terms of the fight with Momoshiki and shit like that. He is the person that defeats Momoshiki. He's the person that actually used the Rasengan with the chakra that Naruto gave them, of course. Now we do know that he uses his Rasengan, which goes invisible, and he actually attacks Momoshiki, and Momoshiki kind of brushes it off because it disappeared and he thought the chakra just vanished. But in actuality, the chakra just kind of cloaked itself in see-throughness, and then he still got hit. So we know that happens from the movie. If you guys have played the games, you guys do know that there was a moment where Boruto fight against Momoshiki 1v1, but you know, in the movie we seen Sasuke kind of run down on Momoshiki while Boruto, you know, turned into the sword and, you know, did the transformation jutsu, turning into the sword, and then using a kunai to stab him in his Rinnegan so he couldn't absorb the attack. But as far as like his huge like role involved in this, like this spoilers actually speak about his role being very huge, like his role being like you know, detrimental. Like if something happened to Boruto, like they wouldn't be able to finish it, because I mean at that point, you know, I still believe like Naruto and Sasuke could have killed Momoshiki. You know, they could have just, you know, teamed up and was like, fuck it, we're gonna attack this one spot, we're gonna attack his hand first, you know, and they could have just easily let Sasuke make a shadow clone or Naruto make a shadow clone and do the exact same thing that Boruto did while firing a high powered jutsu that he couldn't absorb and finishing him off. But I feel like they just gave that cake to Boruto. But when they say Boruto has a huge role, like I didn't really get that moment where Boruto was like fighting out with fucking Kinshiki, or he was using jutsus trying to fight it out with Momoshiki. We don't see Boruto do that, and honestly I don't believe Boruto will ever do that, because there is a complete level gap between Boruto, Kinshiki, Momoshiki, Naruto, Sasuke. Every fucking body on that battlefield is probably like tens or even thousands or even like just more in terms of like chakra. They're like on a whole different power scale and different level compared to Boruto, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't see Boruto using any high level jutsus right away at the moment. The only high level jutsu that we see him use is the Rasengan, and it's still in development at this point because Boruto hasn't even been seen using it in the fucking Chunin exams arc. You know, we don't really see him go ham with the Rasengan. Everything we saw him kind of do relied on the ninja tech tool, and it's crazy because we know Boruto can use the Rasengan on his own. So this is probably gonna be like the thing that we get is going to be from the movie, but like in terms of what they're adding and what they're hinting at, it's like, what the fuck? I'm just lost. Now obviously Boruto and Naruto will get reunited. They'll have a brief discussion about what's happened, what went down. Naruto is going to express himself and basically, you know, let Boruto know that he's sorry and shit like that, and basically let him know he loves him and shit like that. Boruto is obviously going to forgive him. Things are going to start to look better for them, and then we're going to get those high level fucking animation fights that we all love. Hopefully it's still on par with things that happen in the movie, because I mean they've taken bits and pieces out the movie and putting it in the show, but we don't know if they're going to put that piece of information that we've been looking for in terms of Momoshiki's new form. So if Momoshiki's new form does get introduced into the anime, honestly, they're gonna have to redraw a lot of shit. So it might be one of those things where we're gonna see something completely different once Kinshiki get absorbed. I don't know details. Obviously, these spoilers are a tad bit vague. They're a little bit not in depth. You know, obviously, we're still learning. We're still gonna get some rough drafts. Obviously, as the month progresses, we're gonna get more spoilers about things that are gonna be happening this month of Boruto, because about once a month, spoilers drop for like 4 episodes for Boruto. You know, the 4 weeks in that month. You know, we obviously get spoilers for those unless like there's one that's pushed back and get a hiatus, and it usually messes things up a little bit, and that's kind of what we had this the previous month, you know. So I don't know, let me know your personal thoughts and personal opinions. If you run across any spoilers that you can confirm, or you know they're from a trusted source, let me know that. And with that being said, my name is Shino Bentro. Stay true and stay real. Until next time, see you guys later, and make sure you hit that like button if you're new to the channel, subscribe for daily content. With that being said, finally, I'm gonna get out of here. Bye.